morning. Good morning. So I appreciate the invitation from Samir to come all the way to Oxford, Mississippi, and see a lot of partners and friends and colleagues from the industry. You know, I think we're here for a lot of reasons. This is my first act, hopefully not my final act, but you know, I think one of the big reasons we're here is because of Samir, and that he is a tireless champion for the magazine industry. Anybody who calls himself Mr. Magazine, you know, is clearly one of us, and appreciate his tireless voice for all things magazine and what he does for the industry. So thank you for that. So Samir invited me to talk amongst the esteemed group here about introduce our company and a little bit about what Newsstand means to us, how we think about it, and a couple of thoughts on where it's going, which I'm a long way. Our company's based in Boulder, Colorado. We're a long way from the magnolias and azaleas here. We had 28 inches of snow in Boulder last weekend, which we're in the ski business, among other things, so that's a good thing. I spent a lot of time in the mountains. So I was thinking about this talk. I was up at Vail for closing day on Sunday, enjoying the snow. And you know, we do a lot of things, and I spend some time thinking about Newsstand, but I never think as deeply about it. So being in the mountains is a good venue for that. And I was trying to think of exactly how to sum up, you know, the state of the Newsstand today before one of the final runs of the day. And there's, you know, disruption, revolution, explosion. Those are all some of the watchwords. But clearly, you know, lots of things happening that take some very focused attention to navigate. So to give you a little background on AIM, you know, for all intents and purposes, we look like a magazine publishing company from the outside. And in fact, we publish a lot of magazines. But the company's really more than a magazine company. It's a company built on magazines, kind of built by magazines. And at this point, about 13 years, we started somewhere between Explosion number 2 and Explosion number 3, but we have a company that's built on a number of significant piece parts. And at this point, if you look at our business, we look at our business by the financial parts of it. It's over half of it is built on events. We have a strong membership and services business. We have a strong digital business, and about 22% of our business is based on print. So it's not the biggest part of our business, although it is what the business was founded on. And it's really the foundation. The brands, the audience, the reputation, the team that we have is really the foundation for everything else we do. So how we got there was starting in 2003. We bought a small, sort of disparate group of magazines that were in 2 categories, in the specialty home and in the healthy living group, and set about building other related events, services around those. So fast forward to 2016, we're in 6 different groups. We have over 50 magazines. We produce some of the world's largest events in the marine industry, in the rodeo business, in the ski business, in the yoga business, in the specialty home business. We have a very busy video film division that produces over 1,000 videos, films, and commercials a year. We've recently started a marketing services business, which is doing a lot of everything from the agency of record for people like Deer Valley and Bertram Boats to commercial production for the America's Cup. We have a sizable digital audience across all the platforms, like many other magazine media companies. We have tens of thousands of people who are members of our horse program, of our our cruising club program, of our World Series Team Roping Association. And then just in the last year, we launched an online education business where we produce and sell classes for everything such as the business of yoga to fitness challenges to through hiking the Appalachian Trail, which has become another way to take all of our content, curate it, and sell it to consumers. So a lot of things going on, but this is all really based on the brands and the business we built on the back of magazines. So to give you sort of a quick flip chart on what that looks like in 6 different categories. In the marine industry, we have everything from sailboats to super yachts. As I said, we produce the world's largest in-water boat shows in Florida. We have specialty shows for other categories of boats and do lots of other events around the perimeter there. In the healthy living business, we're in fitness, we're in nutrition, we're in food, We produce the largest yoga conferences around the country and internationally, and we have, this is where we've launched our online education business, and we do weird things like sell insurance to yoga teachers, which turns out to be a really good business because it's really bad karma to sue your yoga teacher if you get injured. So it's one of the best insurance businesses there is, apparently. In the outdoor business, we have things for skiers, we have things for climbers, we have things for backpackers, we have things for people who visit national parks. We have the world's largest ski event, if you add up all of the Warren Miller film tours that we do nationally and internationally. We have a recreational racing program at 125 resorts throughout the season, and we do nonstop road tours promoting outdoor skills and backpacking across the country. In horses, we've got rodeos, we've got dressage, we have hunters and jumpers, we have veterinarians. We cover the entire landscape from cowboys to vets, and we also have what is the largest and the second richest horse event in the world. We give away $10 million in 5 days in Las Vegas at the World Series of Team Roping, which is second only to the Dubai Classic in terms of a prize purse for the horse world. We also have a roadside assistance plan where we have about 40,000 members who we operate a national network of tow trucks that will come pick up your truck and your trailer and take care of your horses if you break down on the side of the road. In the home industry, we cover specialty homes, log homes, timber homes, old homes, new old homes, things that are, subcategories, sort of the niche of the home industry, and are constantly producing anywhere from 15 to 20 home shows for these type of homes, conferences for architects of classical architecture, so some of the esoteric parts of the home industry. And most recently, we are a company that's built through a lot of acquisitions. We acquired a business, August Home. You've probably had Don Peschke here before, but Don is a genius at taking content and atomizing it, as the new term, popular term, and packaging and selling it in everything from print to digital to video, and is a company based entirely on consumer revenue without a stitch of advertising. So brings a whole new kind of focus and methodology to consumer marketing. So we're also as I said, video film producer, and we have our own commercial. I'll show you quickly how we put this all together when we talk about AIM in the aggregate. If I can figure this out. So as I was saying, a lot of moving parts, a lot of parts and pieces. We have probably, I think, 176 unique P&Ls within the business of different types of business. And Newsstand is not the biggest part of our business, but it's one we obsess over constantly. And if you to put it in context, it's probably about 6% of our overall revenue mix, and it's of the print part of our business is about 11%, 12% of the mix. But like Eric, we publish a lot of magazines. We put a lot of things on the newsstand. We have 40 unique brands. We have 15 recurring SIPs. We call ourselves a daily magazine publishing company because we almost publish a magazine a day, which is 14 million copies distributed and about 3.5 million copies sold. So although not the biggest part of the business, it is one of the classic three legs of the magazine stool, which is the newsstand gives us a place to introduce ourselves to people who don't know us, people who impulsively still might be getting into one of these sports or hobbies or interests and say, I got to go read up on that. And that's a place we want to be, in efficient ways, but everywhere we can. So what we do in terms of managing the newsstand, working with the newsstand, is we are really, and one of the things we've been working on kind of continuously is upgrading the product. And I think the product, is where it starts. And even more so these days with the advent of SIPs and of higher quality, higher priced products, we've continued to go back and look at all the product we have and say, is this competitive? Is it contemporary? Is the value proposition there? And with that, we do constant cover concept testing and cover testing. I'll talk a little more about that. We partner with a lot of our endemic retailers, and there still are lots of independent retailers in some of the little worlds that we operate in, so we try to do cross promotions with them. We work pretty hard at educating our editors and designers and sharing with them some of these testing results, what works, what doesn't work, what the industry's focusing on, and turn them into newsstand experts so as they're building their products, they have the best chance of success. We really look at our newsstand profitability. We're not in the rate-based business either. We have core magazines for core enthusiasts, and we want to make sure that they are sound, so we're constantly looking at how each magazine performs at least twice a year. So with that comes working with Gil and his team and with all of our other partners, how many magazines are we putting out, and constantly shifting that mix so we're putting the right magazines in the right place. And then finally looking at, a lot of the businesses we're in, the horse world, the ski world, there are big events that get people excited certain times of the year, so trying to time our promotion spend around those events. So one of the things, as I said, we've done is been able to acquire brands that for a number of reasons, economic reasons, company transitions, had fallen into some state of disrepair. Formerly great brands that had kind of withered to small and thin and, not the premium products. And so in cases of these, I'm sure you've heard of some of these magazines, but we were able to take these magazines, increase production values, book size, paper stock, editorial quality through testing and research, and show that we can actually drive newsstand sales increases. So these are percentage increases of sell-throughs of these magazines kind of pre and post. But I think Sid said last night that it's very hard to prove, the return on investment for production improvement, and I'm one of those bean counter business side guys who are telling the editors no. But this has given us confidence that if we do put the right improvements into the right product, we can actually drive sales increases. So that's given us a lot more confidence in making these kinds of investments. So behind that, we have a genius research director who's invented, what I think are some of the state-of-the-art kind of cover testing methodologies. We do sort of the classic A/B testing of covers. We also do multivariant testing, where we will go out and test entire genres of imagery. We will test and record all of the cover line matrices for magazines that we've sold over many number of years. We will back test against copies that have sold well. So we do 3 kinds of cover testing on an ongoing basis and on an annual basis, and that gives us a real roadmap for cover line direction. And that is a duplicate. So where do we go from here? A couple of thoughts on things that I would like to see and things that we'd like to work on. The first is, I think the industry, as long as I've been in it, which is a long time, has been very partitioned into the editorial business, the advertising business, the circulation business, and sub to that is the newsstand business. And so people in those other parts of the businesses, other than worrying about how the magazine's sold and worrying about cover testing and where they get involved in the newsstand impact, have very little dialogue with people actually in the newsstand business. And whether it is in the wholesale side of the business, in the distributor side of the business, in the data side of the business. So I don't think that the marketing and the promotion, the people with the sort of biggest ideas where the most amount of money is spent, are spending time thinking about what can we do to promote at retail? What can we do with our distribution partners to promote at retail? So somehow breaking down those silos, there is a higher level discussion among publishers, executives, creative people, marketers, retailers, distributors. This is a great forum for that, and I appreciate the focus of this conference, but that's got to happen if we're going to get out of the, kind of pattern and rut that the business has been in. Something I think the magazine industry, and we need to do this as a group, I think we're working on this, but really prove the efficacy of magazines as merchandisers. So what I mean by that is we have a magazine called Better Nutrition, which in all its forms, we sell about 500,000 copies at retail. But those magazines are bought by retailers for their customers. They're given away free in supplement and health food stores, purely for the reason that those stores can't make claims about the products they sell under an agreement with the FDA. So they buy our magazines to sell the product that's in their stores, which is a very simple cause and effect. That's what they see. I think we don't really make that point or prove that cause and effect to other retailers, saying magazines are like no other product you sell. These magazines are selling the product you sell. And if we can make a better case for that, much less the profitability case, give retailers more confidence that they should carry more magazines and what the benefits of that are. Everybody in this day and age is in the storytelling business, whether you're a brand or a retailer, and there's retailers who are looking for content. Some of the most successful retail chains are ones that have built a story around their chain. You look at Whole Foods, and you go into Whole Foods, and there are little stories all around the store about where the seafood came from and the locally organically grown produce. So that's something where I think that they need storytellers to work with them to merchandise their product in their stores, on their websites, through e-commerce, working with them more closely in retail partnership to take the magazine content and brands and pair it with what they're trying to sell. I think it helped them and help them promote us. Product partnerships, we have thousands, 5,000 or more product companies we work with, many of which are selling through traditional retailers, if not e-commerce. Can we partner with them to have magazines joined somehow at the point of sale with products they're selling through retailers? And that's something that we can initiate. We are initiating that, but it's whether it's backpacks or it's skis or it's a supplement, something where we're promoting a retail sale. And then lastly, I know this is a concept that has somewhat been bandied about, but magazine sales, where rather than just constantly putting the magazine at the fixed cover price into a retailer and saying, good luck, we have promotions where we might be offering a magazine sale. I think there was one that happened last November quite successfully. So thinking like other merchandisers, other products that are going in saying, what are we going to do in October to sell more magazines, and not just the October issue with a cover price, but what can we do with the pricing, with the promotion. So I would take sort of responsibility from the publisher side, or at least take the initiative to work with other partners in the channel, in the chain, to come up with these promotions and say, as head of my organization, I would be willing to divert the time and the attention and get these other people in these other parts of the equation to focus on this, and would hope that we as an industry would kind of rally around that idea and do the work and spend the time to do that as well, and not relegate it to the newsstand silo where it's lived for so long. So thank you. That is a couple of thoughts, but look forward to hearing the rest of the speakers and the panel.